from KMOV, News 4 is covering breaking news.
We're following three big stories in our area tonight.
First, more snow is moving into the area right now that could affect your morning commute. We're also following updates on two children injured in a fire after they were left alone in an apartment.
But first, we start with a manhunt in St. Charles County as police search for a suspect who stabbed a 13-year-old boy in the neck.
Matt Cesney joins us live from O'Fallon, Missouri tonight with the very latest. Matt.
Yeah, Courtney, at this hour, we understand that O'Fallon, Missouri police are still looking for this guy, the man who stabbed a 13-year-old out here earlier this evening. Now, police aren't saying much right now, but the people who live around here are talking with us. They tell us a group of teens were out playing football in the street at about 6:30 tonight when a strange man approached them, started talking with them, and then suddenly out of nowhere attacked the 13-year-old, hitting him in the neck with a sharp object. A friend of the victim who wanted to remain anonymous told us what happened next.
He was like, at first he was like, dude, why'd you hit me? And then he was like, oh crap, I'm bleeding. I was like, dude, you just got stabbed in the neck. And we ran, and then he was like, I'm too young to die, crying and screaming. I was like, dude, just calm down, you're not gonna die, let me see. And then we tried to stop bleeding, got as much done as we could, and then the cops came and they took him away.
All right, well, the good news in this, from what we're being told by people here, is that 13-year-old rushed to the hospital is expected to be okay. He is in stable condition. The man who attacked him apparently ran off on foot. And again, police here in O'Fallon still looking for him. We'll follow the story and we'll try to update it tomorrow morning on News 4 this morning. Live in O'Fallon, Missouri, Matt Cesney, News 4.
A fire has left two small children seriously injured. They'd been left alone in their West St. Louis apartment. News 4 is now learning this could turn into a criminal investigation. Alexis Zotos has been tracking the story since we first brought it to you as breaking news at 5. Alexis, how are the kids doing tonight?
Courtney, those children, both 2 years old and 4-year-old, were rushed here to Children's Hospital this afternoon. They were both in cardiac arrest, but the good news was that EMS crews were able to revive them, and they are now in stable condition. But the chief tells me this could have been a whole lot worse because these children were left alone in that apartment, and that apartment had no working smoke detectors.
We push this story over and over and over and over again. It gives somebody a chance to get out of these buildings. It warns other adults that they can possibly help. So, like I said, you hate to see children get injured in these things.
The frustration is obvious in Fire Chief Dennis Jenkerson's voice. Another instance of no smoke detectors. Thankfully, crews were on scene in just minutes.
When they pulled them out of this fire, they were not breathing. They were in cardiac arrest.
Finding the children was a challenge. They were alone in a first-floor apartment.
Tough job to find people who are hidden in a closet or a small room when you're fighting a fire and you got heavy smoke conditions. So,
you know, it's heartbreaking to hear kids that are hurt in the fire. It's just terrible.
Neighbors gathered around, but investigators could not find the parents of the 2- and 4-year-old boys. And we're told it could become a criminal investigation because the young children were left alone.
Yeah, you know, it's devastating, and that's the last thing we want to hear.
Alderman Frank Williamson was on scene, and I asked him, what more can the city do to ensure these buildings are equipped with smoke detectors?
We need to do a little bit more work with some of the budget restraints that we have with the city of St. Louis. We still need to kind of step up so we can make it more safe for all the residents in the city of St. Louis.
Now, apartment owners are required to have and maintain smoke detectors in their buildings. We at News 4 will be checking to see if any citations could be filed. As for the cause of that fire, well, that remains under investigation tonight. But fire crews do tell us they did find a space heater in that apartment. Live from Children's Hospital, Alexis Zotos, News 4.
And the other big story tonight, another wave of snow coming through our area. And Steve, even though you don't expect major totals, this could impact the morning commute.
Light accumulations. We learned that earlier this week. Still can impact the commute, and the snow's moving in right now as we speak. Let me show you what's going on SkyTracker Doppler radar because it's scattered across the area. And there's some light snow off to the east and northeast of St. Louis that came through Carrollton, Greenfield, Illinois. Now it's headed through Greenville, Illinois, crossing 70. So here's 70 right now. That's a burst of generally light snow, but enough to maybe maybe create a slight coating on the roadways there. Here in St. Louis, we're in kind of a donut hole right now. We're dry, at least for now. Down to the southwest, there's actually a burst of heavy snow developing right here. If you're anywhere from around St. James, would be right around here to Cuba. That little blue you see on SkyTracker Doppler radar helps me pinpoint where there's a burst of heavy snow, and I'm tracking that in the next hour to come right across Interstate 44, and that would put down a little coating on especially untreated roads. So that's going to move south and southwest of St. Louis. Then we have this kind of prolonged band of periods of snow to the north and northeast of St. Louis. So you may be wondering, when is the metro going to get snowfall? It's coming from this. That's coming out of Iowa into Missouri right now. And I'm tracking that coming into St. Louis overnight tonight. Midnight on is when we'll get the bulk of our accumulation. But it is going to be light because it's going to be brief now. But light accumulations overnight will stick because the ground is so cold. And a dusting means it can impact the morning drive. Based on what I'm seeing right now on radar, I'm going to update the snowfall totals. I'll take you through that and hour by hour how this moves through coming up.
All right, Steve, check back with you in a minute. We also checked in with road crews working to make the morning commute as hassle-free as possible. MoDOT tells us they're ready for the changes and are treating the roads, but don't expect to see any trucks out until about 9 tomorrow morning. Officials tell us you may need extra time to get where you need to go.
I would plan on maybe getting up a little bit early, make sure you take time to listen to that, look at what the road conditions are before you pop out on the road. And then you have to be prepared possibly to have to allow a little bit extra time if the roads aren't completely cleared.
And we've made it easy for you to stay ahead of winter weather before it hits your neighborhood. Just download the free KMOV weather app in your phone's app store. It'll give you the latest forecasts, temperatures, and interactive radar.
Now only on News 4, fists fly at an O'Fallon, Illinois Walmart as onlookers watch in horror.
You see videos like this posted daily online, but as Rob Sneed found out, one local lawmaker wants to make posting them illegal. Rob, you're looking into how that's even possible.
Well, Courtney, the fight that happened inside of this Walmart here is just one of hundreds of fights posted online. Now a state rep wants to make sure posting them is illegal.
Purses fly and fists swing as families, some with small children, wait in line to check out at this Walmart in O'Fallon, Illinois. The 4 adults were arrested. Someone posted it online, and Illinois State Rep Terry Bryant wants that to stop.
It appears that our culture is now saying that it's okay for individuals or groups of individuals to premeditate an assault on someone so that it can be recorded and posted to a social media site.
Bryant feels those videos are too popular, so popular in fact that some are planning fights in advance just to post them online. Her bill would make it illegal to post fight videos for entertainment purposes, but Ed Yonka with the Illinois American Civil Liberties Union says that violates the First Amendment.
This will never become law, in your opinion, because?
I think, number one, the law as drafted is really overly broad and incredibly vague.
News 4 will keep you posted on the progress of this bill. Rob Sneed, News 4.
New at 10, News 4 is tracking the search for 2 suspects accused of robbing and kidnapping 2 people in downtown St. Louis. This happened Tuesday on Washington Avenue near Tucker. The suspects carjacked the victims, driving them to a bank in East St. Louis, forcing them to withdraw money, and then dropped them off near the Casino Queen. The victim's car was later found by police in East St. Louis. We're still working to get a good description of those suspects.
We are tracking the latest developments in the case of a missing 3-year-old boy found dead in Iron County. The Iron County coroner tells us Titus Tackett may have died of hypothermia. He was found in a van underneath a blanket yesterday morning. His parents say they left him with his grandfather when they ran a late-night errand. It's still unclear, though, how the child ended up inside that van.
A terrifying close call on Highway 141 nearly cost a woman her life, and it was caught on her dashboard camera.
Oh, I was just in an accident.
Wow, this happened early Tuesday morning in the northbound lanes on Big Bend. A 25-year-old woman heading south lost control, flipping her SUV over the median and right into oncoming traffic. The crash totaled the SUV as well as a pickup truck that hit it.
New at 10, News 4 is tracking an arrest in a home repair fraud scheme in the Metro East. The Madison County Sheriff tells us Richard Joels targeted a home in Granite City. Deputies got a call from a homeowner who says Joels came to his door saying he was sent by the township and needed to look at his roof. Joels then allegedly charged the man for repairs he did not ask for.
News 4 tracking the latest in campaign 2016. Democratic candidates facing off in Milwaukee tonight for their final debate before the South Carolina Democratic primary. Hillary Clinton talked about her mission as president.
I think America can only live up to its potential when we make sure that every American has a chance to live up to his or her potential. That will be my mission as president.
Clinton's opponent, Senator Bernie Sanders, registered a decisive 22-point victory over Clinton in the New Hampshire primary.
I walked in the hands of evilness.
They were very eager to take the money, and they took it.
News 4 investigates, goes undercover to get answers for St. Louisans who say they were ripped off. We get answers from the company that promised to help those in desperate need of a helping hand.
Some moderate snow showers, even quick bursts of heavy snow to the southwest of St. Louis right now. I'm tracking that and the snow that could impact the metro commute tomorrow morning. All the details on the snowfall amounts coming up.
A barber shot over a bad haircut. The unbelievable ordeal that nearly cost the man his life. When News 4 at 10 is back in 90 seconds.
A California barber narrowly missed bullets after a woman unhappy with her haircut tried to shoot him. San Diego police say the woman fired 3 times, but the gun malfunctioned. He believes that saved his life. The barber says she left after her haircut. It wasn't until she came back when she claimed she didn't like her new look.
I think I was mad. And that's pretty much it. And I'm glad, thanks to God, that nothing happened to me.
After the gun malfunctioned, employees at the shop tackled her to the ground until police got there.
Tonight, News 4 investigates, gets an inside look at a bankruptcy company that's been slammed by courts on both sides of the river. In fact, one judge calling it a massive ripoff.
News 4 has spoken with more than a dozen customers who all tell a similar story, feeling preyed upon by this business at what was already one of the worst times in their lives. To get to the bottom of it, investigative reporter Lauren Traeger went undercover.
All right, I'm going. I took the same walk many people have, into Critique Services because they're losing hope and needing help.
It's like sinking ever more into not being able to deal with any of it.
I walked in the hands of evilness.
They were very eager to take the money, and they took it.
These women turning to Critique when bills piled up. They wanted help to file bankruptcy. They scraped together the cash for the fees.
You have proof that you paid
Yes.
back in June of 2015,
Yep.
and still nothing has happened.
Absolutely nothing. Either do what you were paid to do, or give me my money back so I can go someplace else to get this done.
They're far from alone. The Better Business Bureau receiving hundreds of complaints since 2003. A Critique attorney did file a case for Jeanette, but she says there's been problems and it's been nearly impossible getting a hold of them.
You think it is robbery?
I think it's robbery. It's very clear.
I dug into the records. A similar Critique company began in the 90s and often operated in the Metro East. Their practices became so alarming to a federal bankruptcy judge that in 2003, Critique and its owner, Beverly Holmes Dilts, were barred from ever conducting business in Southern Illinois' federal bankruptcy courts. So they simply moved all their business to Missouri.
They do a huge volume of cases.
Correct. And they apparently their success is driven by the fact that they charge a very low price.
Bankruptcy attorney David Gunn represented a client that sued Critique, and a Missouri federal bankruptcy judge has suspended Critique's lawyers for things like falsifying documents and lying to their clients. The judge saying no lawyer can use Critique's address here on Washington until March if they want to appear in bankruptcy court. But after that order was issued, I went in undercover, and Critique manager Renee Mayweather seemed all too ready to help me out if I was willing to pay up.
Bankruptcy?
Yeah, bankruptcy.
Well, the attorney fee is $349, and then there's a court filing fee of $335.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you want to be scheduled, we can schedule you to see an attorney.
Would I have to pay before I see the attorney, or should I?
Well, fees are required on the day of your appointment.
Okay, on the day of the appointment. And do you guys take cash or credit card, or what should I? Okay. Just cash only?
Yeah, we cash our money order.
After a few more questions, Renee left. While I waited, another critique client tried to warn me away.
Like you've had bad problems with them?
When Renee returned, the tune had changed.
We had a couple of client attorneys to get suspended, so we're no longer taking them.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps they grew suspicious, because there's more. These documents reveal that even though they likely rake in hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, Holmes Dilts admits under oath they haven't filed taxes in at least the past 3 years.
Why are they not filing their taxes? That's a really interesting question.
We caught up with one of the suspended lawyers, Dean Merriweather. He wouldn't help us follow the money trail.
Tell me, sir, do you know why the business hasn't filed taxes in 3 years?
That's my only question right now.
Before taking off, he insisted everyone would be getting a refund. As for critique owner Beverly Holmes Dilts,
can I possibly make an appointment to talk to her?
Her lawyer told me she didn't want to talk to me. Even as I waited, I had no trouble finding more unhappy customers.
My mama used to tell me you get what you pay for.
Thankfully, he returned with good news.
Thank you.
His debt finally wiped clean.
I'm happy with this.
Others aren't so lucky.
Have you received a refund?
If they're offering refunds, where's mine? Because I didn't get it. And I bet you other people haven't either.
Just leave my card for Beverly to give me a call. I'd really like to talk with her. Okay.
My opinion and my advice, do not use critique services at all.
I finally received a statement from a lawyer representing Critique's owner. He says that Critique is referring current and new clients to other attorneys. But put together, people I talked to have one big question. Why has this all gone on for so long? Well, count on us to keep following it. I'm Lauren Traeger, News 4.
It looks like you better leave a little early for your commute tomorrow because it's going to be more of the snow.
Yeah, and it's not a lot. It's not a lot. Remember, Monday we got 0.3 inches officially, and that caused some problems. And I think I've lowered our snowfall totals based on what I'm seeing on radar, and I think it's going to be a dusting to an inch, but I still think that can cause some problems. So we're going to be on guard. And let me show you what's happening right now, where there are some bursts of moderate to heavy snow coming down. Sky Tracker Doppler radar does a good job of helping us pinpoint that by showing us where you see some of the blue. That would be some of the heavier snow. So that would be coming across Interstate 44 into Cuba right now. Quick little burst, probably seeing a lot of small fluffy flakes flying around. If I take that, by the way, that big area from around Cuba to Sullivan and track that to the southeast, I have it in Ironton in 48 minutes, into Farmington in about an hour. There's not a little burst of snow. It's not as heavy, but it's coming in off to the east of St. Louis. So we're quiet, at least for now. Off towards Interstate 57 right here and in between Salem and Kinmundy, a little burst of light snow, not nearly as heavy as what we're seeing to the southwest. But that's where the snow is right now. This is where the bulk of our accumulation across the St. Louis Metro is going to come from, and that's going to come in a little later on tonight. Now, we still may see some of this fill in and start to bring us some very light snow, but that's the bulk of our accumulation. So that's going to come in overnight, I think in between 1 and 3 a.m. So streets are dry right now on the first Cloverleaf Bank, eye on St. Louis, and the temperature below freezing. That's important, 28 degrees. That means when that snow comes, it sticks. And even if it is a few tenths of an inch, a half an inch, that could still cause some issues leading into the morning drive. So let me take you through this hour by hour as we stop at 2 a.m. Again, 1 to 3 a.m., probably the bulk of the accumulation around St. Louis, probably starting to dry things out as that burst of snow to the southwest is gone. Still seeing snow to the east and northeast, though. In fact, a longer, prolonged period of snow to the northeast is why I have some heavier totals to the north and northeast of St. Louis. By 5 a.m., flurries still flying, but I think the accumulating snow is up and down Interstate 57 here from perhaps around Nashville or just ending over to Centralia and Salem and moving out. And then the fluffy snow tapers off for the morning drive. Between about 6 and 8 a.m., probably flurries even tapering off. Not much wind, although it is fluffy snow that can be blown around pretty easily, but 22 degrees won't have much of a wind chill factor. It's still cold, though, at 22, and hopefully your commute's not too bad. But we know even a little light snow, a dusting to an inch, can cause some problems. I think we're going to push closer to an inch in that streak that I'm starting to see of heavier snow to the south-southwest. Otherwise, most of the area dusting to an inch. But where we're under snow for a little longer period of time, inch to inch and a half, I have taken these totals down, in particular because the way I'm seeing radar develop right now, we're not going to be in a prolonged period of snow in St. Louis. It'll be kind of a quick burst overnight tonight. And so I think we're going to see snowfall totals on the light side. And then the afternoon, we're dry. Some melting, 32 at noon. The high is going to be 34. And then clearing skies at night leads to frigid temperatures Saturday morning. 9 degrees, below zero wind chills. Look at the high, 21. Arctic air moves in Saturday. And then Sunday, another chance for snow. Both the morning and the afternoon are in play for some accumulation. Right now, it's hard to tell if this is going to be closer to an inch or maybe a few inches, but I do think accumulation morning and afternoon Sunday is likely. And then Monday, the storm trending south. Still may clip areas like Farmington to Sparta to Mount Vernon and south, and it may just be snow, sleet, and rain, kind of a mix. But need to watch that for Monday. Right now, it looks like it's on track to miss the St. Louis Metro. Daytime high 34 degrees after some morning snow for the Father Support Center St. Louis. Their big fundraiser coming up. Trivia night on February 27th. We're happy to support them this month. Happy to get some warmer air in here, and it is in here. It's in my 7-day forecast. We have to get through a really cold Saturday and another chance for snow Sunday. We'll watch that storm that's trending south on Monday, and then it's all about the warm-up. 40s Tuesday, 50s for Wednesday and Thursday. And then we get into the storm mode tour next week. In fact, a week from today. It kicks off in Farmington, Missouri. It's free, open to the public from 6:30 to 7:30. We'll have this fun show where we teach you a little bit about severe weather safety. We'll have some fun. You'll get to meet the whole team, and we'll have some prizes and some giveaways. A little trivia night, too.
And it looks like a little bit warmer temperatures for that
Yeah,
event.
upper 50s will be near 60 degrees.
Must have been a weather person who planned that.
Got lucky.
All right.